Following on from the micrometer body in the last video, this time I'm going to make the micrometer screw. First task on the micrometer screw is to do the knurling, which needs to be in as close to the steady as I can get. Lays on low speed. Plenty of oil on the knurling tool and on the steady. I'm starting this end, I'll run the knurl all the way in. There, so I can see that we're getting quite a nice knurl. And there you can see we've got a nice good knurl. Next task is to leave a 1/4 inch of the knurling, and now I need a 1 inch diameter from here. Now we're just on the finishing cuts. Tooth out to go. That's on the nose. So quick polish up this end, and then I can cut the thread. Or I can cut the diameter down ready for cutting the thread. And that's had a bit of a polish, so it's a nice finish. Next task is to turn the bulk of this down to a 3/8 diameter, ready for the 3/8 thread. This is going to take forever, so I shall bring you back when I've got close to the end. It's got the last 20 thou to go. as with the threaded hole, I'm going to take this about 5/10 undersized to make sure it's the flanks of the threads that are engaging, not the crests. That just wants a smidge more, maybe just a spring pass to finish it off. Yeah, that's about 5/10 undersized, which is just about right. Now a little bit of deburring, then we're ready for some thread cutting. Now I'm going to single point cut the thread. It's giving a bit of a rough finish, so let's try a little bit of cutting fluid. Okay, single point threading didn't work very well. I could see a bit of deflection there, so I was getting an uneven thread, and I was getting quite a poor finish as well. So I've cleaned up the thread with a split die, which is wound out to its biggest split. And that's going on quite nicely now. Actually gets that far and tightens up. So I may need to close up the die just a smidge. A couple of iterations with the tap narrowing up the gap. I've now got the thread that goes on. Get on. Goes on all the way now. And there's not much, a little bit of lateral play, but there's not much axial play, so that's fine. Okay, now we're going to just undercut the thread. Right, now we need to part this off. I've been slightly generous with the distance, so I've got space to turn this round, put it in a collet and face it off to get a really good finish. Before I go any further, I shall put the chamfer tool in and chamfer the edges of the knurl. And go a little bit deeper with the chamfer this side, so when I face it off it'll look nice and even. Or at least that's the plan. That didn't part off too badly, but it definitely needs a clean up. The last job on the lathe is just to face off this end. It's held in the collet chuck, so the collet chuck will hold on the thread without damaging them. Yeah, those two chamfers look nice and even now. I've got reasonable finish on there, so I'm going to call that one a day. I'll just give it a quick polish with a bit of emery and a polishing pad, and then it'll be over to the mill. The final machining job on this is to drill a 3/16 hole through this bush. Now that's to take the spring which holds two ball bearings which provides friction for the thimble. So I've put this in a collet chuck on the mill. I've indicated off the two sides to find the centre. I've indicated off this face and come in 1/8 of an inch. And so now it's just a case of drilling a hole straight through the middle. And that should be it for this piece. Okay, apart from a little bit of deburring, that's it for this part. Another part off the list. That's it for this video. The next video on the Quorn will be the right hand end cap, which holds the spring for the right hand front bar. That's a fairly straightforward part, so it'll probably be quite a short video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, leave them below. I read them all and I answer nearly all of them. Thank you. See you soon.